And who is Tiana Lay?
Ooh, deep one. I don't know. She's funny. Okay, she's very driven. I think I'm just someone who likes to do a lot of things, and like I always say, like I just like acquire skills. Like I like to just kind of try everything. I played like 10 different sports growing up, like just because I could, like just to see like what am I good at, what am I not good at. And I think that's probably the biggest word, like an explorer. I like to explore.
Hello everyone, I'm your host Pilar and welcome to Bell Talks. I'm here with
Tiana Lay.
And what is it that you do, Tiana?
I kind of do a bit of everything. I'm an actress, writer, director, and musician. I sing and songwrite.
Hey, wait. Can you talk about your sound when it comes to music?
Yeah, so I grew up singing a lot of like classical jazz, like standards like Etta James, Ella Fitzgerald, those sort of songs. I definitely bring a lot of that like soul into my music now, and I think I've combined it with a sense of like hip hop and R&B, and I'm kind of foraying into like the pop era, but kind of like that new pop soul genre that you're kind of hearing. So it's kind of a mix of everything, but definitely like heavy soul blues roots.
So you like to stay honest to who you were and like how you grew up?
Yeah, I mean, I think music itself is like so intrinsically, made of who you are, where you've been, and like the things that you've experienced. So for me, it's like hard not to make music that's true to those kind of roots for me. So no matter what I do, it always kind of comes out, and I've tried to find a way as I've gotten older to like allow it to be what it is while still finding ways to make it feel fresh and new for people.
That especially what led you to the creative fields that you are in?
I think so. I think like creatively, I'm definitely someone who's always willing to try something, and I think it's helped me a lot as well. Even in acting, the best performances are ones that you don't really expect, or ones that make you feel kind of a different sort of way. And the whole kind of gist of acting is exploring your characters, exploring a storyline, exploring, how deep can we get, how much can I connect. I'm also someone who's very observative. I'm constantly like analyzing like every conversation I have, every emotion I see, and I think I like bank them, and I'm like, okay, someone reacted to this way one time, why did they do that? Okay, they did it because of this, and then I'll like do that with whatever role I'm doing.
What are you getting out of this conversation thus far? What are you observing about it?
I'm just observing that I'm like very awkward. I'm observing that things are not going swell for me.
What do you mean this is going great? Well, you know what? We're gonna do a simple question that's a simple answer. When did you start acting?
I started acting in around, I'd probably say 4th grade, because I was singing since I was like a baby, since I could sing. I was dancing, same. And so my mom was like, well, what can we do? Singing and dancing, you could do musical theater. So it wasn't even really about the acting. And then, I started like kind of doing the acting well, and then kept acting, and eventually my musical theater teacher was like, well, you should try like commercial acting, you should do that. And I was like, I don't know. And so I told my mom, I was like, he said I could do it. She was like, no. So I didn't do it for like 4 years, because she just knew, like I said, like I tried everything growing up. She's like, we're not gonna try this, because it's a hefty thing to try. You gotta get headshots, you gotta get an agent manager, you gotta drive up to LA all the time. Like she already knew that it was like a big deal. So I kept bugging her till like 8th grade. She was finally like, okay, fine. You've actually cared about this for a significant amount of time. You're not going to give it up like soccer. And so, I started acting, and I got really fortunate. I booked Insecure that first year.
Hey! Wait, the first year that you were like...
Yeah, auditioning and everything. So.
I'm sorry. Not to be like, how'd you do that? But like, okay.
It was honestly God, because I do think I'm one of those people where it's like I said, if I'm not good at it, then I'm like, okay, let's move on to the next thing. So like if I hadn't worked in those first beginning years, like I probably would have been like, it's probably not for me, and I'd just be like an athlete somewhere.
Insecure, I feel like everyone's gonna want to know about that. Like, how was that? Tell us about like your moments. What were you doing on the screen?
So I played Denise, and she's basically one of the kids in the We Got Y'all program, and she's kind of like the one who like ball busts Issa the most, and that was really cool, right? Yeah, a little bit. That was really cool. I mean, it's my first time on a set that big. Well, it's the first time like really on a set ever, and then a set so important, I guess you could say, like especially I think from a really early point you could tell that this was something like very for the culture and very unseen, and especially what Issa was doing as being a woman leading a show that she created and that she wrote, especially from like Awkward Black Girl, those sort of humble beginnings. It was definitely very eye-opening, and I think it inspired me a lot to take note of that and bring that into my own career of like wanting to create and write and not wait for someone to give me a role, or not wait for someone to give me the opportunity to play a character that I really want want to play.
And can you tell us about because again, you're in a field where there's a lot of ups and downs, craziness, but like, what are some of the moments that you've experienced, whether it be with acting, directing, singing, songwriting, where you're like, ooh, wait, I really can't let this go. Like, this is for me. This is what I'm meant to be doing.
I think it's like a mix of every moment kind of feels like that. There's a feeling like when you book a job, obviously it's so exciting you get to work, but I think there is something that like auditioning, you'll do 1,000 auditions in like your life and you'll book none of them. And you'll do another 1,000 and you'll book none of them. And then on some whim, you book one of like literally 1,000,000. Like in my lifetime, should I continue acting, I guarantee I will reach a very large amount of auditions and I'll book 0.1% of them. But that 0.1% is what people see and what they love you for, and there you go. So it makes it kind of all worth it. So I think booking anything feels like winning the lottery. It feels like a shot in the dark, and you happen to be blessed enough to get it. So I think any time that happens and I get that call of like, hey, they'd love to see you, they'd love to work with you, it's definitely like, okay, I am supposed to be doing this, I am, God is providing a way for me, and all those sorts of things. So yeah, I would say I try to be grateful for everything, even just getting auditions, which is hard sometimes because it's like putting on your gloves, going in the ring, and like just getting beat up, and they're like, see you next time, kid. And there's like no prize, there's no applause. But you got to get in the ring if you want to win.
And outside of those moments, what are the other things you do for fun? Because you mentioned that you have to travel a lot. So that can be really exhausting just to do that. So when you're like, I need a breather, I need a break, what are you doing in those moments? Or even, are you doing anything?
Probably like golfing.
Golfing?
I know. I love golfing. I've been golfing.
Okay, Tiger Woods.
Me and my Blasian King. I've been golfing since like freshman year of high school. I just kind of randomly started. Love it. Totally clicked for me. One of those games. I think because it's so like cerebral, but you also have to physically be like good enough to do it, right?
Okay.
So really cool. I love golfing. I was literally just golfing like last week, so that's why my hands are all beat up.
Oh my goodness. And tell us about your golf outfit, because I feel like there's always like a cute vibe.
Yes. So I'm a skirt type of girl.
Okay. Cute.
I love wearing a little cute skirt. I love a collar. Even in like normal life, I love wearing a collar. I just think it feels so put together, but it's so simple. So my normal outfit, if I'm like going to like the range, I'll probably wear like pants and collar. But if I'm playing, I love playing in like a skirt, a little white skirt, white polo, keep it clean. I wear Nike golf shoes, keep it chill.
Oh, okay. This is a chill run right here.
Chill.
And do you find that you, like, when you are golfing, you may have, like, inspiration for, like, other projects and stuff? Like, are you thinking about that, or do you stay, like, very present in the game?
No, honestly. When I'm, like, golfing or doing anything outside of acting, I don't think about it. I think maybe because it takes up so much of my life, Like, every day I'm worried about, like, am I going to work again? Like, did I do well on that audition? And I think it used to bother me a lot more when I was younger, but now I've kind of gotten to this point where I do have these other interests of like music and writing and directing and finding other ways to be in the industry that I don't let it kind of take over the way it used to. And especially just back to that concept of like, you will do 1,000 auditions and not book any of them, and worrying about them isn't going to make you book them. It's not going to make your next job happen sooner. And I heard a great quote once too that was like, if I told you that 65 auditions from now you're gonna book, you would be like clawing to get 65 auditions, right? Rather than getting one and being like, I hope this is it. You'd be like, no, I know it's 65 later, so I might as well just go through them. So I think having that mindset of like, well, there's another one, great opportunity to meet people, great opportunity to, get some experience in the room. What's next? And then just kind of letting things come to you. That way, when they are kind of for you, you're in that space of like being able to receive and energetically being open, rather than like clawing onto the last audition that you thought you were going to get that's not even for you, because the one that's for you is here, but you're too scared to go forward.
And just wondering, have you like ever spoke to like a crowd or something about this? Because like you're very knowledgeable. Like I'm like, shoot, like get her a TED Talk, please.
No, I haven't. I've been it since I was 14, 13. I think those are pretty formative years. I'm very career driven. My mom's very career driven. I was raised that way. So, and like I said, I'm just very analytical about everything I do because I want to be the best at it. I'm very competitive. And so for me, I think in order to even have any sort of longevity in this, you have to understand why you're here, how it works, and sort of, what the rules of the game are. If you want to be good at anything, you want to know what the rules are. You want to play by the rules and know how to bend them kind of to your own will. And acting is not one of those things where you can bend the structure or the system to your will, so you kind of have to bend your reaction to it more so you can have longevity.
You are the game changer. Okay. With whatever is coming up, you're the game changer. What is that thing that you're changing, or like what new rule system are you implementing to shake it up forever?
I think I would change the way that they determine value in the industry.
Okay.
I think is the biggest thing for me. And the biggest thing that I think we're seeing, especially with the way that, you know, the industry is changing with streaming and you know, revenue and that sort of difficult world we're reaching, where you start seeing a lot of pandering almost. There's a deviation from, like, you know, art that is meant to make you feel something and art that is meant to hit a certain number in the box offices.
Ooh, okay.
And that's fine. A business is a business. A business should hit numbers. I'm not saying it shouldn't. But I think there's this mentality now of, did that work? Oh, let's do it again. Did that work? Let's do that again. And it's very like, oh, they liked her. Okay, well, let's just put her in like 5 things. Let's see what hits.
Yeah.
And while I think that's good, you should invest in your stars, right? You don't want to just show an audience 20 different people and be like, which one did you like? Like, I think it takes time. That's why we love Zendaya. We've had so much time with Zendaya. We've seen her grow. People want to go see challengers because they love Zendaya. I don't know, I think I would change that, because now it's very, you know, it's free agents. It's just, we like her, which I think is great. I think it's allowing new talent. I think new talent's crucial. But I think deciding what new talent is something that the industry's still trying to figure out. And now that we're relying on algorithms, it makes it a little bit difficult to uncover people who are not algorithm prone. Say that if you can understand what I'm trying to say.
No, like, I so get that. And that's like insane to me, to like sit down and talk to someone who's like in it, sees it, but like understands the I don't want to say like, it's like the real world side of it, because you're seeing like, okay, they're doing this for this reason, versus like just being like, I'm the artist in the project. You're like, no, what is going on in this project? What are they really trying to do and say?
It's a business for sure. And this is honestly, this is like asking someone who like casually trades stocks to like explain the entire stock market. Like, some of this is wrong. Okay, some of this is objectively wrong. Just said very confidently, but wrong, and that's fine. I can be wrong. These are my personal beliefs that don't affect anyone. It's just how I get by.
On like the lighter note of all that, can you tell us about either a like dream project or dream character that you wish to either be a part of or portray?
I've always wanted to do action. I love action, right?
Oh my god. Wait, like a superhero, like a spy?
No, not. I mean, a superhero is cool. Like, The Boys would be sick. I love The Boys, but I think the reason I love The Boys is because, yes, you still get to be like a superhero, but there's all this real world to it. Like, I love like a Lara Croft.
Okay.
Like a Resident Evil. Ooh, you know? But I feel like this year is going to be really big on rom-coms. You can quote me on that. I think this is going to be a huge rom-com year, because people just want to feel happy, and I'd love to be in a rom-com.
Wait, what would the story around, like, so I'm guessing your main love interest?
Right.
So, like, what would the story be? Like, would it be, like, boy meets girl, or, like, girl going to New City, or, like...
I really want to film in New York. That's also a big dream of mine. I want to film in New York or Vancouver, so, and, you know, because Vancouver's got that, like, city life to it. I don't know, I just feel like I'll do anything, as long as she's very strong, very funny, but also soft-sided.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
So sad. It sounds very real. Like, a lot of people that I have talked to are transplants into their city, or are literally like actively about to make that move into that next step and next place. Right. So for you, how do you think that's helped you develop, because you've seen it firsthand for such a long time?
Well, I'm from the Bay, first of all, right? So that's a completely different pace of life. And I think it's helped me a lot, because my mom is from the East Coast. Okay. And then she moved to the Bay, and then we moved down here to SoCal. So a lot of what grounds me is like just who she is. And I think for me, growing up in California, but really being from California, and then seeing people who are kind of transplants and maybe come here to like chase a dream or do anything like that, it's very perpetuative of like burnout culture. You know, like they just want to go fast and go hard and go for it. And I think some of that like Bay Area, NorCal in me is very like just let it ride, let it go, be chill. Especially that SoCal, like I live by the beach. Like I've always just been around a very slow pace of life, which I think is so different from LA. And one of the reasons why it's hard for me to like want to genuinely move here if I'm not working, because it's just so fast. Even just trying to get somewhere that's like 5 miles away, you got to plan out like an hour of your day. Yeah. For that. So I would say maybe that's it. Just like the pace of life is so different, and I guess it kind of reminds me to like keep my natural pace and like who I am and take the moments to like breathe and let things kind of be.
Someone that you've mentioned a couple of times throughout this interview is moms. Can you talk about how like having her herself as like a support, and even like who and how she is, how has that helped you develop into the person that you are today?
I mean, she's gonna watch this and be like, oh my god, what do you want for she's my everything. She's truly my everything. Growing up, there was so many days where like we would spend all day in the car because I would have auditions, right? We would, like I said, if you want to get to LA, you got your whole day, and especially we lived in, Orange County, and so driving up, she would take off work, she would fall behind in work just to make sure that I'm getting the opportunities that I need so that I could like, chase my dreams. So she means a lot to me, and I think a lot of all the things that she sacrificed for me growing up is what motivates me to continue to go. And she's told me multiple times, like, I got this audition for, I think it was a kids show. It was literally like a Disney show or like a Nickelodeon show. And I'm in there, I'm doing the audition, and I kind of know the casting director, but I don't know the executive. And so I'm thinking, it's fine, me and the casting director are chill, like it's gonna be good. And I'm doing my, my scene, and the executive literally just goes, I'm gonna stop you. When you walked in here, I didn't know why you were here. I didn't really like you, but you're growing on me. Keep going. Keep going.
What do you mean?
And I kept going because what do you do? Dance.
A kid?
Like, this was before Insecure, so yeah, 13. And mind you, I'm like, I only been out here like 3 days. Like, it's my third day out here. That got me, right? So normal kids probably would have not been able to keep going. But I was like, I guess. So I finished it. I walk out. I go tell my mom in the car, and she's mortified. She's like, we can stop. We never have to come back to this. And I was like, it's fine. Because I knew that I had her, right? Like, I knew I had all of this support in her. And I think knowing that I could stop at any time really helps you with that perseverance aspect of, like, just keep going. Because the stakes are, okay, you get a normal job.
Oh.
Okay.
Hey.
Is that the end of the world? You get a normal job? Like, wake up. I understand that it's like giving up on a dream, etc., but life pivots, you have to move. And maybe that's some of the like just chillness of me that makes it easier to say that. But my mom has always instilled that in me of like, okay, like literally you don't get it, okay. And I think that's why so many of these kids crash out after they work on whatever, because they're the moneymakers of their family. And I understand. Totally get it. And I've had moments of that where it's like, but I have to do this, I'm able to pay for this, blah, blah. It doesn't matter if you're not happy. And my mom's always said that. She's like, rather be broke on the street and you're happy and doing what you love than you sticking in something because you think you have to provide in any sort of way. And I know, she's my everything. So now I'm like, okay, well, now you said that I have to provide in every single way. Like, now that you said that I have to work. She's literally my motivation to do everything and be successful in anything because she'll be proud of me for anything. Mom, if you're watching this.
You are our everything, first off, Tiana. You are our everything.
You're my everything, PP.
Stop it. I don't even want to. Never. I was literally about to say, like, what piece of advice? I'm like, you actually dropped so many freaking gems. I'm like, I feel like you might, like, wow. Any closing statements? Because, yeah, you've given, like, so much. Like, this is, like, I feel like this is one of my top. This is one of my best. Not even to, like, gas, but this has been, like, so informative. I feel like you have, like, a really real and grounded perspective and like such an interesting and like necessary voice as well for this industry. So we are all very excited like this. We're gonna like come back to this and like I'm gonna be interviewing and be like, wow, look at that. But yeah, just any closing words, thoughts, sayings, even want to like do you have like more music coming out?
I do.
Oh wait, yeah,
I do. I've got some more music coming out. Where Do We All Go is coming out. You can follow me at Tiana Lee Official. I'm on Spotify, Apple Music. Tiana, Tiana, all caps.
How do you make sure that you're always like staying true to yourself in the things that you do, whether it be music, whether it be like acting, like how are you just staying true to Tiana? Not letting all this LA culture get to you.
It's true. I talk to myself every hour, every minute of the day. I have full-blown conversations with myself.
You are Issa Rae.
I respond to myself. I tell myself I don't agree with that. Well, maybe you should. Okay, well, we're the same person. So I just keep it real. I think more people should talk to themselves and get off Twitter, get off the internet, close the phone, open a book.
What are you reading right now?
Oh, I'm reading a book. Okay, first of all, my favorite book ever, Invisible Man, Ralph Ellison.
Oh! Such a great book. I literally read it in high school. Such an important book, such an important author. If you are black adjacent, an ally, anything, you should be reading this book.
You need to read Invisible Man, Ralph Ellison. You need to highlight it. You need to revisit it. And I say that because I just said, like, I talk to myself all the time. Invisible Man is literally this man talking to himself. He's talking to himself for 100-something pages. It's phenomenal. And you have to talk to yourself. Focus inward, and all of your problems, all of the clarity you seek in your life, it is there. That's actually probably my favorite, like, spiritual mantra. It's like, everything I need I already have, and everything I have is all that I need. Ooh. It's true. If you're looking for the answer and you genuinely look, you will find the answer. Or the answer will find you when you let go of it. So go talk to yourself and go figure out what's going on. Because once you realize what's going on, the path of where you're trying to go will be very clear.
Motivational speaker Tiana.
I'm gonna start a podcast now.
No, like, dude. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank
oh
you.
my gosh.
Thank you for having me, Pal Talks.
We'll see you next time. Bye. Be sure to like and subscribe.